If you're not yet a subscriber, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also the little bell icon so you can be alerted each and every time we make a new video. Hey everybody, Ira Miller with Homes Around the Villages YouTube channel. Today we're going to go ahead and make an update on our taxes video. It's been 2 or 3 years since I've made a video on taxes in the villages. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to kind of concentrate on taxes because that's one of the biggest questions I get from people are about what can I expect for taxes. So here's the deal. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. The villages is made up of 3 counties: Lake County, Sumter County, and Marion County, right? So each county has like a different tax bracket, and along with that, also you get cities involved, and we're going to talk about that. So let's start with the oldest part of the villages, the mobile home section. We like to call the historic district, where it's mostly made up of mobile homes, but even there was a concentrated effort to get rid of the mobile home and manufactured homes. And so for a couple of years, the villages were actually had a program where they were buying as many manufactured homes as they could, and they were pulling those homes off of the lots and building site-built homes until it got to the point where people caught on and it raised the price of those mobile homes and manufactured homes like through the roof. Even today, most of them are over $200,000. So years ago, you could buy one for 80, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but not so today, since they had that community renovation project going on there in that area. But as far as taxes go, that's Lake County. In the Lake County areas of the villages, you have Lady Lake and you have Fruitland Park. Okay, so Lady Lake is where that historic area is, and so you have not only Lake County taxes, but you also have Lady Lake taxes. The city of Lady Lake has taxes. So let's go to my computer here and look at a tax bill from Lake County. So we're going to start with a home that I just randomly pulled up in the historic district over there. And so this one right here, and let's start with the property appraisers. This home was purchased, let's see, this home was purchased in, well, actually it shows that it was built in 2015. Okay, so this home was actually a home that somebody had bought the old manufactured home, pulled it off the lot, and put this home here. So this is one of those homes over that have been where they were doing the renovation of the community down there. So this is one of those site-built homes. And as you can see up here, it was built in 2015. So that was 7 years ago. That's about when they were doing all that purchasing and stuff like that. But anyways, we're interested, and then you can see down here where the sale price, they bought it for $70,000 and built the home, sold it for $185,000 right here. All right, so we're just interested in the taxes over there. So this is a 1,487 square foot home, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It was built in 2015, and so let's see what the property taxes look like. All right, so here are what the property taxes look like. Now I want to pay particular attention to where it says non-ad valorem assessments. This is where you would see bonds and maintenance fees for the CDD in the villages. Well, there is no CDD in the Lake County portion of the villages. There is the CDD in the Fruitland Park, Lake County area of the villages, but not here in Lady Lake. So when we're down here in the non-ad valorem area, you don't see anything that says maintenance fee. You don't see anything that says debt assessment or bond. All right, debt assessment or bond, those are the two names that indicate that there is a bond and how much is owed or how much is paid every year towards that bond. We're going to get to owed here in just a second. All right, so, but I do want to point out that right over here, the town of Lady Lake, this is where they get $481 of your taxes over there in Lake County because you are paying a city tax and a county tax. So just be aware, when you're in the Lake County, Lady Lake, or Fruitland Park area of the villages, you're going to pay a city tax as well as a county tax in those two areas. Now, in the newer area, we're going to get to in just a second, that the original development in the new area was called Finney, and so that's what most people kind of refer the new section of the villages to, the Finney area. That has a City of Wildwood tax, and we're going to look at that in just a second as well. So, anyways, what you'll find is, again, in Lake County, you'll have the City of Lady Lake taxes, as well as Fruitland Park area. You'll have the City of Fruitland Park and CDD bond and maintenance fees. Okay, so that's in the historic area. That's in the older section. That's in the original development of the villages is what we're talking about. Even though this is a newer home, that they pulled the old manufactured home off and built this site-built home here, okay? So there you go. And so this is what taxes look like for one of the newer homes that are over there. So they don't pay a CDD. So that's kind of an advantage. But if you look over here, this is your millage rate. So people always ask me, how can I figure if I buy a new home, will I be reassessed? And how can I kind of figure out what my taxes are going to be? So this is what I tell people. First of all, whatever the price of your home is, you want to multiply it by, I say 0.75%, by 75% of its value. So if you multiply whatever you pay for your home by 0.75, that's going to give you your assessed value, okay? So as you see here on this Lake County taxes, it has assessed. Now, if this is a full-time home for you or your primary residence, so you can have two homes, but if you consider your Florida home your primary residence, you can declare what's called homestead exemption. You can take $50,000 off of your assessed value of your home, the 75%. You can take that $50,000 off of that, and that'll give you your taxable value, okay, like we see up here. Now, when you look at all these taxes here, and then it's $2,453.66, right? That is based on a millage rate. This is your millage rate right here in this highlighted area, 16.1376. So what I tell everybody is 75% of what you paid for the home, if it's your primary residence, you take $50,000 off of that, and then you multiply it by your millage rate. And so since this is a millage rate in mils, you want to take that decimal point that's behind the 6 on this particular millage rate, the 16.1376 mils. So actually you're moving it 3 spaces. So you'll want 0.0161376, okay? So you're moving the decimal point over 3 for mils, for your thousandth. So if you multiply 0.0161376 times your assessed value, you will pretty much come out to what your taxable value is for your new home. It's going to be very close. All right, so if I do the math, and let's say we do the math on a $400,000 home. All right, you paid $400,000 for your home. Now you multiply it by 0.75, gives you gives you an assessed value of $300,000. That's your assessed value. Now, if it's your primary residence, we want to subtract $50,000 from that. Gives us $250,000. That's your taxable value on your $400,000 home. Now, if we multiply that by 0.0161376, so your taxes are going to be about $4,000 on a $400,000 home in Lake County. Now, you do have your non-ad valorem assessments. Again, that's without a bond, that's without your maintenance fee. In this particular instance, it's $286. So you're going to pay about $4,300 is close to what you're going to pay in taxes for a $400,000 home in the Lady Lake part of Lake County here in the Villages. So hopefully that's clear as mud for you, and that's pretty much what you can expect to pay. Not many homes in the $400,000 range in Lake County, I can tell you that right now. That's probably at the top of the market in the Lady Lake area. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to Marion County. So what we're going to do is let's take a look at the property appraisers in Marion County. And let's see if we can find a home in Marion County in the Villages. And we're going to kind of talk about that. I think the main thing we want to look at is what is the millage rate, okay? So the millage rate, and let's see, taxes and assessments. All right, so up in Marion County, there are no city taxes. Going back to that one home that we saw, the city tax was $481 was added to your tax bill because you're in the city of Lady Lake in that part of the Villages, and you have to pay an extra $481 to be in that city. Here in Marion County, we're going to look at the latest tax bill, which was 2021. Now, these folks paid $2,882. Oops, let's look at the tax bill. All right, so these folks paid, well, they got a discount because they paid their taxes early. If you pay your taxes in November, you'll get a discount for property taxes here in Florida, in this area of Florida anyways. So the millage rate, let's look at the millage rate. The millage rate is pretty similar to what it is in Lake County, 16.3719. So this is a home that these people purchased. Let's see. Looks like they purchased this home. It's 1,477 square feet, similar to what we looked at in Lake County. So these people, if you look over here, I'm in the property appraisers. If you look over here, it shows that they have owned this home since it was new, since 2003. So here's the deal with taxes here in Florida. Your taxes can only go up at the very most 3% a year. That's the max that any county can raise your property taxes, a maximum of 3% a year. So these people have enjoyed a relatively low taxes because they've owned this home since it was new back in 2003. And so each year they kind of assess the home, but they can't go more than 3%. So their taxes have stayed relatively low because of that rule here in Florida. Okay? And again, millage rate, which is important. So if you buy a home in Marion County, again, you're going to do the same math with that home. If you buy a home for $400,000, okay, let's take a look at that. 400,000 times 0.75, 300,000, and it's your primary residence. You'll take 50,000 off of that, gives you 250. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the millage rate for Marion County. And in this one, it is 16, so 0.016, 37190, and so 250 times 0.016, 37190. So that brings you to $4,092 for your taxes. Now, what are the assessments? We do have a bond in this part of the villages, but the bonds are extremely low. Anywhere in Marion County, the bonds are going to be no more than $3,500 tops for a bond in Marion County, okay? This particular home that I'm looking at has no bond. So it looks like it has a maintenance fee of $539 as part of your CDD assessment, but there is no bond in this particular home. So they have a total of $836 in assessments because there is waste. Marion County does charge you, here it says $87 for the landfill. They charge you for your stormwater runoff, so $10 for stormwater. And then for fire assessment, they have $199, say $200 assessment for fire in Marion County a year. All right, so all total with the maintenance fee, no bond, and all the other assessments, it's $836. So you would probably have about a $5,000 tax bill on a $400,000 home in Marion County without the bond. If there is a bond in Marion County, it's going to be relatively low. It's maybe another $500. But you know what? You're probably just going to want to just pay that $3,500 off and be done with the bond. That's what most people do in Marion County anyways. Let's go to the new area of Sumter County, the Finney, DeSoto, Linden, Marsh Bend, all of those new areas in the new area of Sumter County. So I'm looking at this one tax bill, and let's see. So what I want to go back to is, now we're back into an area where there's a city tax. In the new area of the villages, you have a City of Wildwood tax. So that City of Wildwood tax is $1,000 extra that you have to pay every year because you're in the new area. You have to pay $1,000 to the City of Wildwood. Honestly, folks, I had no idea why the villages annexed the City of Wildwood into the Finney area, or that new area, that new development of the villages. I don't have a clue why they did that. I never see any City of Wildwood police over there. I know the villages has their own sewer and water system over there. I don't get the advantage. To me, it's a disadvantage for the homeowners over there in that new area being socked with $1,000 a year, and they're not getting anything for it. So I don't get that. Millage rate, it's a little bit lower. It's 14.7973 mils rather than your 16.1 or 16.3 mils, but not much in the way of your millage rate over there. And so I think that city tax kind of supersedes that anyways. Now, the one things I do want to point out over there as well are the bonds. Okay, so the bonds, in my opinion, are enormous. You're looking at $40,000 bonds in the newest areas of the villages. Let's kind of go to, I pulled up the CDD report. Now, we're in the Villages Community Development District, districtgov.org, www.districtgov.org. This is your home page right here. All right, and you want to go on down to where it says Residential Bond Assessment Information. So, you kind of go over here to where it says Bond Amortization Schedules, and you want to go to, let's go to Sumter County, and let's look in the newest area of Sumter County, because that's what we're talking about right now. So we'll just scroll on down, and then what we'll see is the newest, some of the newest areas. We're Unit 141V, we're opening up the document here. 2021, there's a bond balance of $47,000. What does that equate to somebody on their taxes? Well, $2,656 a year is added onto your taxes in this newest area of the villages. And trust me, folks, these aren't going down. They continue to go up. But an extra $2,656 a year is added to your property taxes in this Unit 141, District number 13. So beware. You will not hear that anywhere else but here about how big the bonds are over there and how much they're going to cost you on your property taxes every year. So going back to taxes, this is Unit 15V. Let's go back to where we were. Unit 15. Let me see if I can look where I'm looking. All right, Unit 15 is where we're looking at taxes right now. So that's one of the older areas of the new area of the villages. Now this started out with a $30,000 bond. So these folks are paying $1,900 extra a year in that older area of the new area. They started out with a $30,000 bond, okay? But $2,600 is what you're kind of looking at right now. All right, so going back to our taxes here, also you're going to pay what's called a maintenance fee. So the newer your area is, the higher your maintenance fee is going to be, because they're having to use more water, more fertilizer to get that area established. In this particular older area of the new section of the villages, they're having to pay an extra $704. Now, going back to Marion County, if I'm looking at the Marion County maintenance, it's $539, but in this newer area, it is $704. So beware of the taxes over in that new area of what we're going to call for today's video the Finney area, which are all the new communities: Bradford, Chitty Chatty, Finney, DeSoto, Linden, Marsh Bend. I can go on and on and on with all the villages that are over there. Be careful about, if you're trying to keep your costs down, your overhead down, beware of how high the bonds are and the maintenance fees are, and the fact that you're going to pay a city tax to the city of Wildwood in the tune of about $1,000 a year. So all that's adding up, folks. So this one particular example I'm using, their taxes were $73.72. That's probably about at least $3,000-$4,000 more a year. If that's not a big deal to you, then that's fine. I know a lot of people are moving to the villages, living on a fixed income, so saving $3,000 or $4,000 a year might be a biggie to you. It might not be. So just wanted to bring that to your attention and to answer a lot of those questions that a lot of people have. Going back to Sumter County now, we're going to come on down, and we're going to go back. We're going to go back across 44 behind the Brownwood area to some of the newer areas. And we're going to look at, let's just going to randomly pick a home in the village of Hillsborough. So let's go ahead and look at the taxes on this $384,000. Now I'm looking at this home online. It's on a corner on a bigger home site. So this is the market value that they give. It's probably maybe a little over, I would say, $400,000 for sure. I would probably say in today's market, this home's probably $450,000 anyways. But let's go ahead and check out what the taxes are on this particular home. This is out of the new area. We're not in the city of Wildwood, and we're gonna have lower bonds. So let's go ahead and check this out. So this particular home has taxes of $4,749, right? So we're going to kind of go down and look and see what's going on here. They do have their homestead exemptions in place. Their bond is kind of relatively high, Unit 237. Let's go back. Here we are, 237. And we're looking at the amortization schedule in Unit 237. So these bonds started out at $20,000, and they're paying about $1,456, $1,000 less a year by living just north of 44 behind Brownwood. And they don't have a city tax, so there's another $1,000 savings. So there's right off the top a savings of $2,000 by not being in the city of Wildwood and lower bonds. So there you go. That's in an area of the villages behind Brownwood. All right, so this is what we're looking at. Maintenance. So the maintenance fee is $100 less there. It's only $611 versus $700 and something over in that newer area. And oh, look, here's something I want to bring to your attention as well. I don't know why this is the case, but it is. If we look at the millage rate, now the millage rate is only 11.5495 versus the 14,793. So the higher the millage rate, the more expensive it's going to be. So millage rates are lower out of the newest areas of the villages. And again, we're going to reference behind the Brownwood, to the north of the Brownwood Square. North of the Brownwood Square, you enjoy a much less millage rate. You don't pay for the city of Wildwood taxes, and your bonds tend to be a lot lower. So again, going back to, this is parcel details. We are in unit number 237. And again, only started out with a $20,000 bond. That's more than half of what the newest areas of the villages are paying in a bond, okay? We saw well over $40,000. Now, this one has $20,000. And then 2022, it's $20,151. So there you go. All right, so that is a little overview of taxes. Kind of a quick overview, even though we're kind of extended in this video, but there's a lot involved with looking at bonds, maintenance fees, city taxes versus county taxes. 3 different counties you're living in. It gets kind of confusing, and that's why I thought I'd go ahead and do an updated version of my tax video from several years ago, because a lot has changed, especially down there in the newest areas. So just be aware of what your overall costs are and what your taxes are on those homes, what your bond amounts are on those homes. And this gives you information, at your disposal for you to use. And if you have any other questions, feel free to contact us. You can email us, text us, or even call us. So all that information is on our home screen there on our YouTube channel. And you have Blakely. If you can't reach me, you have Blakely right there in our office. She's always monitoring all of our emails. She's monitoring the phones. You can text to her office phone. That's 352-204-9026. You can call as well. So you can text or call to that telephone number, or homesaroundthevillages@gmail.com. So thanks so much for watching this video on taxes. Hopefully you learned a lot. You may have some other questions. Like I said, reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to answer whatever your questions are. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.